Hey, what is up, wood choppers? This video is for anybody who is trying to maximize their practice time. Now, this might not be going where you think it's going. So I'm going to take you back to about 2006, 2007 perhaps. I'm at jazz school and I get chatting to my primary instrument tutor about effective practice. And one thing he said always stuck with me. He said, when you're on the pad, just do the pad. Okay? If you're practicing independence, just practice independence. If you're practicing this, only practice this. Then draw a line in it, take a break, and move on and do something else. So in a way, I guess, compartmentalizing your practice. And I sort of thought about that a lot. And, we live in this age of epic, insane productivity, right? Where you need to be doing your pad work while reading a book, while listening to an audiobook, while cooking, and while knitting with your feet. Now, fast forward to today. One of my favorite podcasts, Stuff You Should Know, they dropped an episode all about multitasking. And my ears pricked up. I instantly thought about Ron, my tutor at university, and I thought, multitasking. He was hot about this topic. And on the podcast, they sort of collated the data and the studies. And what these studies are screaming back at you is that humans cannot multitask. Now you're thinking, oh, well, I can. No, you can't. You cannot. We do one thing at a time, and then we switch. So because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, yeah, but, just my pad work, I watch TV while I do that, or, I listen to a podcast while I'm doing my pad work. It's just mechanics. I don't even need to think about it. I'm just, muscle memory. I don't even have to think about it. Kidding yourself. Absolutely kidding yourself. So what is actually happening when you are multitasking, which is not even a thing? When you are multitasking, you are switching. So when you're watching TV, while you're doing your pad work, you're doing pad work, and then you're watching TV. And then you're doing pad work, and then you're watching TV. You might be switching quickly, but you are not focused on the task. And you are not concentrating. You're not zoned in. You are not aware. You are not observing what is happening. And if you're not observing what's happening, you could well be muscle memorying in bad habits. The ancient philosophers knew about this. Confucius said, "The man who chases two rabbits catches neither." We cannot do two things at the same time. Three things, forget it. You're living in dreamland. You're way overestimating how much CPU power we have on this little monkey brain of ours. One thing at a time. Ultimate focus. We live in the age of digital distraction. Our phones are beeping. We're getting notified of a message on Messenger. This light is popping up. You've got a message over there on your phone. It never ends. I've been with people where their phone is just beeping constantly. I mean, first tip, phone to silent. There is nothing that is that important that it can take you out of anything. It can wait a minute, couple of minutes. It's fine. Nothing's going to happen. Do one task at a time. So my tutor was absolutely right. I don't know if he had looked at the data and looked at the studies on this, or whether it was just a gut feel, just a thing that he recommended that was effective for him or not. Absolutely correct. If you work in pad, work pad. Think pad. Observe yourself. Listen to yourself. I know of a lot of people who almost are proud of the fact that they can do multiple things while practicing. You're not doing multiple things while practicing. You are switching between. And what your brain does is it defaults to the most pleasurable one. So if you are watching a really interesting documentary on Football World Cup, pop that on and do your pad work. You don't realize it, but your brain is defaulting to this documentary that you wanted to check out about the Football World Cup. And your hands are just going to do what your hands are going to do. If you then went to record what you were playing on the pad, likely you'd turn that TV off and okay, now I'm going to focus on my hands. And you go to record, oh damn, start it again. Oh damn, I can't do it. That's because your standard was so low before, you weren't listening. Now you've got it off, you can hear everything, and whoa, I'm making all these mistakes, and I'm missing this, I'm missing that. I'm telling you, one thing at a time. It could be a game changer for your music. It could be a game changer for your playing, for your musicality, how you approach the instrument. I'll leave you with this question. So, if you truly can do multiple things at once, if you got hired for a recording session, would you you're getting all ready to lay down your drum track? Are you going to set up a novel on the music stand and read that novel while you're laying down this person's drum track? We subconsciously know this stuff, but that lazy human brain gets in the way. You are not being epically productive, ultra productive, by doing more than one thing at a time. Multitasking is doing many things poorly. And the other thing that the studies are showing is that you're probably doubling the amount of time. So you might think I'm getting more done in less time because I'm doing more things together. You're doing less things in more time. So take that, make of it what you will. But if you do want to get ahead, if you do want to make a difference and reach that rare air sort of sound and ability as a player, focus on one thing at a time, then move on. No switching cost there, because you've ended the task, started a new one. That is the way to do it. That is the productive way to do it. All the best. Keep chopping wood.